a trip to Universal Orlando is totally different now. Why? Well, because Epic Universe opened on May 22nd, 2025. So if you're coming here in 25 or 26, you're gonna wanna know how many days is right for your Universal Orlando vacation. We're gonna talk about it all in this video. Come on, let's get up and go. Universal Orlando now features 4 major parks: Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, Epic Universe, and the water park, Volcano Bay. The ideal duration of your Universal Orlando trip used to be much simpler. I would say 2 days is perfect. 1 day at Universal, 1 day at Islands of Adventure. If you want to throw in Volcano Bay, you could do another day, or you can even do a half day at one of the parks. But now that Epic Universe is open, that completely changes. So, how many days are truly needed at Universal Orlando so you don't feel rushed and you have the perfect vacation? Let's break down how to determine the length for your perfect... Do you hear sirens? I've never heard sirens in the park before. Okay, anyway, let's break down how to determine the perfect length of your Universal Orlando vacation, starting with 1 day. Now, the big thing is everyone wants to know if you could do Universal in 1 day, especially because, you know, Universal, maybe back in the day, used to be a park that people go to Disney and they come to Universal for 1 day. But that, my folks, has changed. My folks. I meant that folks has changed. Okay, anyway, but that has changed because Universal is now becoming a destination that you need more than 1 day. So if you have only 1 day here at Universal Orlando, who might this be for, right? If you want the highlights, if you don't mind waking up early, going to the park all day long, having a short meal and staying until park close, 1 day might be for you. But you have to know that if you think you're gonna do all 3 parks in 1 day, that's just not possible, especially because there is no park hopper for Epic Universe. You can get a park-to-park ticket for Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure, but not Epic Universe. So you either are gonna have to pick Epic Universe or these 2 parks. Even trying to cram everything in just 1 day between Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure is a lot, and I wouldn't recommend it, especially if it's your first time visiting here. But you know, some people only have 1 day, and that's okay. You could definitely do Universal and Islands of Adventure in 1 day, and you could definitely do Epic Universe in 1 day. If you want to see what a 1 day Epic Universe itinerary looks like, be sure to check out my video on that on the Krystal Palace YouTube. A few tips if you're only visiting for 1 day is to first, you might want to consider using the Universal Express Pass. You can purchase this separately, or if you're staying at a Universal hotel like Hard Rock, Portofino Bay, or Royal Pacific, you can get the unlimited Express Pass for Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure included in your ticket. The amount of times I'm going to say Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure in this video, y'all just be prepared, because now with Epic Universe, it's complicated things. So I'm going to be saying that a lot because certain things that apply to these 2 parks don't apply to Epic Universe, like the Express Pass that you get at the hotels for free. That only applies to these 2 parks. Epic Universe, it doesn't apply to, so just keep that in mind. So if you're only visiting for 1 day, you might want to consider the Express Pass because it will help, of course, cut your wait time down on most attractions in the park. Same thing for Epic Universe. Now with Epic Universe, Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry and Minecart Madness are included in the Express Pass. So this is great for you. Consider that Express Pass. It will help make sure you do as much as you can in just 1 day. Another thing you want to consider is doing early park admission. How do you get early park admission? By staying at a Universal Orlando hotel. You can get into the park 1 hour before it opens. Be sure to plan ahead. Look online before your visit to see which park is available for early park admission before you go. So just to recap, if you are going to visit in just 1 day, you're going to have to pick between Islands of Adventure and or Universal Studios Florida. You could definitely do both of these parks in 1 day, but you might not be able to do absolutely everything. If you do get the park-to-park ticket for Universal and Islands of Adventure, you will be able to ride the Hogwarts Express, which is awesome, or you're going to have to pick between that and doing Epic Universe. Okay, yeah, let's move on to the easier ones. 2+ days. Now, of course, before Epic Universe opened, a 2-day Universal experience was the standard, right? You could do one park at Islands, 1 day at Islands, 1 day at Universal, and that would be great. It would be sufficient. But now that Epic Universe is open, even 2 days, you could do both of these parks in 1 day and then another day at Epic Universe, but then these 2 parks you would have to cram in. So 2 days is definitely great. Maybe, you know, you've visited Islands and Universal in the past and you're like, yeah, you know what, I don't really have to do them, but I would like a little refresher just to walk through the parks, do my favorite attractions. Then 2 days would be great for you. Or maybe you just want to do Islands of Adventure and Epic Universe. You could do that too and save money by getting just that one park ticket for Islands and not the park to park to Universal too. But as of the recording of this video, you can't do a park to park ticket for Epic Universe. You're gonna have to spend the whole day there. Or, you know, if you have an annual pass, you can come here in the afternoon, but why would you do that? You should definitely enjoy your full day at Epic. So with some intense planning, you can definitely do all 3 parks in just 2 days, but you're gonna have to make sure to prioritize everything in Islands and Universal. Now, finally, the most popular amount of time to spend at Universal Orlando is 3 days. Yay! This is what I would recommend personally, because that way you can spend 1 full day at each park. And Universal has so much to explore: rides, shows, experiences, even just hidden details throughout each land that you want to take your time and really look around and enjoy rather than just rushing from ride to ride to ride. You don't really get to feel the full Universal experience. You can do sit-down dining like at Mythos or in City Walk. You can enjoy some time at your hotel, but just having 3 days is the sweet spot. The minimum that I would recommend if it's your first time visiting Universal Orlando, especially for Harry Potter fans too, because you can take the time, explore Hogsmeade, explore Diagon Alley, do your interactive wand spells, go to Ollivander's, do some shopping, try a butterbeer. Really take the time to enjoy, and you can do that by having more than just 1 day. If one thing's for sure on your Universal trip, you're gonna have to ride Velocicoaster no matter when you come, because it is actually insane. And last but not least, 4 to 5 day itineraries. This allows you to dedicate a day to all 4 Universal parks, including Volcano Bay, or you can go to Islands twice, you could go to Epic Universe twice, you could go to Universal twice, you can park hop. This is the most, 4 or 5 days is the most possible flexibility that you can have. And like I said, if it's your first time visiting Universal, this is probably the best way to do it. My first Universal visit, we were here for 4 days, and that was back when Volcano Bay wasn't even open, and it was perfect because we really got to enjoy everything, take our time, experience eating at Mythos, eating at Toothsome Chocolate Emporium, eating at the different places, seeing all the shows, riding all the rides, doing absolutely everything. Plus we had the Express Pass too, my first trip, so it was really awesome being able to ride rides multiple times, get that full experience. That's my personal favorite way to do it. Plus, Universal often runs ticket deals and promotions, especially in the beginning of the year, like buy 2 days, get 2 days free. So that's when this 4-day ticket would be perfect if you could take advantage of a great promotion like that. Also consider the time of year, right? If you might want some more days if you're going to Halloween Horror Nights, because you might want a day after to recover and chill in the morning, because Halloween Horror Nights goes until 2 a.m. So if you're planning on doing holiday events, or maybe you're doing a day in Disney or doing a day in SeaWorld, you're going to want to stay longer to enjoy your time here at Universal because there is so much to do. As I'm waiting out the rain, you can tell by my hair, in Me Shifty Olive, pro tip, a great place to hide from a rainstorm, I'm going to tell you some tips on how to maximize your visit, no matter how many days you're visiting for. As I mentioned before, first and foremost, the Universal Express Pass. Getting this will save you a lot of time. Trust me, it's definitely worth it, especially if you're visiting for the first time. You'll be able to cut your wait time in half on almost all attractions, especially now that Hagrid's Magical Creatures motorbike is included in the Universal Express Pass. So good. If you plan on splitting a stay between Disney and Universal, just know that they aren't that close together. It's about a 25 to 30 minute drive. So if you're planning on spending more of your time here at Universal, I would definitely recommend staying on property at one of the great Universal hotels. There's now 11 of them, because you do get free transportation to the parks. So that's great. It's super easy, convenient, bus transportation, water taxi, or walking paths at some hotels. Plus, you get perks like early park admission, resort-wide charging privileges, merchandise delivery, and more. Also, by watching the Krystal Palace on YouTube, you'll be able to maximize your visit, because I always share tips, tricks, and secrets on how to maximize your time in the park. So be sure to watch a bunch of my Universal tip videos. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you out when planning your Universal Orlando vacation. If it did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the Krystal Palace for more Universal fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Would you look at that gorgeous sunset over Islands of Adventure? Wow.